Well, I'm here in Bellflower, California, talking with Earnest Greene, one of the top interior offensive linemen in the country, anywhere from 1 to 3, depending on what time, what day you look at the rankings. Ernest, I guess I would just start with this. When did you start to evolve into being one of these elite recruits?
You mean as far as getting recruited, or as
Yeah,
far as like
getting
my
recruited and realizing that you were going to be a big time college prospect.
I want to say in 7th grade, I kind of realized, I had a couple of different skill sets that other people had, and I know it would be a couple college coaches, just around, they would be looking at me a little bit, and I would say around 7th grade, but I really want to say freshman year, when I finally got to Bosco and I put my talents on the field and I was able to see what I can do, and I just knew I could really do something with this if I just put all my all into it.
I think you're listed now at 6'4 and a half, 330. Is that accurate?
I would say I'm a little bit taller than that, but
I was gonna say you look Jordan Davis side. Georgia's got a guy that looks about 6'5", 6'6". I said, man, big guy, interior offensive lineman. So I look at your list and it's a who's who of the top programs in the country: Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State. What do you have it down to? 12 teams now?
10.
Is it 10 teams now?
Yes, sir.
What are those 10 teams right now as we sit here in May?
Well, the 10 schools are still the same tears. Those, obviously Georgia was in there, Alabama, Ohio State, Texas A&M, Texas, Oregon, USC. Did I already say Ohio State?
Yeah. All over the country.
Yeah, all over the country. It was Florida in there, LSU, and those schools. Those schools was in the top 10.
So you're going to take an unofficial visit to Ohio State in a couple of weeks. And the idea is to save your official visits for the season. So what's making you head up there to Columbus early in the summer? And will you make any other officials?
Yeah, I have an official saying Alabama and Georgia in the 23rd through 27th the next month as well. So yeah, I'll get to those 3 schools next month. But yeah, Ohio State, they recruited me since my freshman year. They always had interest in me since I was a freshman, and they appreciate me. I'm a top priority for them as far as recruiting, and they believe I can do special things on the field. And they believe that my skill set fits in well in their offense. So
they get the first visit. They were on you first, and you get the first visit. That's a lot of times that's how that works. I understand you got family though in Georgia, right?
So, yeah, all the family on my dad's side is from Savannah, Georgia. That's where my dad was born and raised. So yeah, all my family is in Savannah, Georgia over there.
Yeah, the rumor is you like to wear a Georgia shirt around here every now and then. I know you probably got a lot of gear, but I had one of the coaches. Every now and then we see this Georgia shirt.
I like to wear my little my black Jordan shirt to work out in. It feels nice when you work out in it. So yeah, I throw that on every now and then.
Yeah, every program obviously has something going for it. What is it about Georgia that intrigues you? What put them on the list for you?
Well, Georgia, first of all, it's like an NFL factory through there, especially in the trenches. They have O-lineman, D-lineman in the league every year. Well, they recruited me, they offered me a tackle, and when they did offer me a tackle, both their tackles went first round that year, and Isaiah Wilson and Andrew Thomas. They believe I can step in and try to fill those shoes. So that was one of the bigger things is player development. Coach Luke, he's a really good coach over there.
Oh, you've had a chance to visit with Coach Luke?
Now I talked to him on Zoom and on FaceTime and all
right.
that stuff. Coach Luke and Coach Smart, Coach Eddie Gordon, that's my guy too. So it just built like strong relationships with the coaches. I just want to get out there and be able to step my foot on campus.
Have they talked about what position? I heard you say at tackle. Would they also look at guard, or how does that work, and where do you want to play in college?
Well, I know Coach Gordon and Coach Luke told me that they're recruiting me at tackle. They said they're recruiting me at tackle right now, but they said as far as like they'd want to put the best guys on the field, so whatever order that'll be. But yeah, they said as of right now, they're recruiting me at tackle.
How hard has it been the last year and a half without these? You haven't been able to go anywhere. Nobody's been able to come here. What's it like doing these interviews on Zoom with all these coaches? Is it tough? You look like, man, it's hard, not fun.
Yeah, it's real difficult. Like sitting here like with me and you can tell somebody's like body language and stuff through Zoom. It's really hard to do that. You can't really tell how somebody's looking at you in their eyes or all type of stuff like that. Then on top of that, just being able to be on the campus. I know the class of 21, that was probably real difficult because a lot of those kids had to make decisions without even stepping on the campus once. So yeah, that was just the biggest thing. Just not being able to, be face to face with people and step on campus. It's just, but I would say it's a blessing in disguise at the same time though, because that gave coaches, I want to say, a little bit more time to watch my film. And I know they had a little bit more time to sit at home and, analyze my film and stuff. So I would say it's a blessing in disguise, but it's still a curse.
Yeah. There's been a couple changes in college football lately. You've seen this one-time transfer. And I know that where you go, you're planning on staying? Like you stayed here at Bosco. You've been a program guy, and I know that's the plan going in. But as a high school player, certainly you keep up with things. What do you think about the one-time transfer? Are you looking at it like, oh, that's good that there's a plan B, or are you looking like, man, that's tough, guys coming in and out? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I obviously respect the guy a little bit more. That'll stay through the program a little bit longer, stay with it and fight it out. But I mean, obviously, in certain scenarios, you can understand it. If like you're there and let's say I have a big time guy that I see you're ahead of you. But other than that, I just believe in sticking through it and fighting and putting in the work, and obviously your hard work will pay off.
Now, another change that's coming is name, image, likeness. And I know out here in California that, this, for example, this Bosco Mater Dei rivalry is, to me, incredible. Maybe the best in high school football, and I'm talking to the coaches about it, and they're saying, it's California, there's a lot of things. Well, of course, in the South, college football is pretty big.
Yeah.
Name, image, likeness, I guess I would just ask you, have you thought about that? You got a logo? Do we got a brand coming here? I mean, what are some of your thoughts? I know it's kind of fun right now. We're laughing about it, but this looks like this is going to be a big deal for some guys.
Yes, sir. Most definitely. I had to sit down and think about it. I don't know what I want to do yet, or I just had to thought about how I'm trying to get into marketing or how to like promote it and stuff like that. But yeah, it's most definitely been in the back of my mind. To be able to make profit off your own image and likeness. So you got to find a way to do it. So yeah, I would say I have to think about it. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with it or which directions I'm gonna go.
One of the challenges that's going to come with name, image, likeness is there's going to be some guys that have big names that have deals and others that don't. I guess I would ask you about this. Now, Bosco's not lacking D1 talent. There's probably 20 or 30, maybe 30 D1 guys out there that are teammates. But obviously, you're ranked pretty high. When you're that guy, and I'm standing over here with the camera, and everybody knows I'm taking pictures of you. How do you manage that and kind of stay in the mix with your team and so that everybody still stays comfortable, even though everyone knows that you're kind of a big deal?
Well, it's team first. All the recruiting stuff is cool, but you only go to one school anyway. Right. So that's kind of how I look at it. Coach Negro always put into me ever since I was a freshman. Around the program, we're a brotherhood. So everything goes to the team first, and your individual accolades don't really come into the team. We're just trying to win that championship. We fell short last year. So that's one of the bigger things we're focused on. Everybody's just trying to be together, build the whole Bosco brotherhood concept that we preach here, probably around the weight room somewhere in here. And so, yeah, that stuff isn't really a distraction, I would say.
Let me ask you this about DJ U for Clemson. You were able to be a teammate of his. What made him so, there's obviously a lot of talent out here, but what made him that extra? What made him so special?
Yeah, the thing about DJ is, he loved the O-line. He would always talk to us about different stuff, different, blitz pickups and all different types of stuff throughout the game. So, that's why I always personally like DJ a little bit more. He was like one of the better quarterbacks that I had that was like connected with the O-line. But then on top of that, just like as a teammate and around the room, he was always, lead by example. He was always a vocal leader, always doing the right things, lead examples for everybody else. So he was always doing what he was supposed to be doing and set a good example for everybody else.
Yeah, it's kind of exciting. How would you explain the Bosco Mater Dei rivalry to people who haven't been out here in Southern California?
Well, obviously it's the best rivalry in high school football, hands down, easiest. We battle with them every year. We play them 2 times a year in league and in the conference championship. I would say, it's a dogfight. We look forward to it. We're working out. It's that loss on April 17th is in our mind right now.
I was gonna say you brought that up a couple times here.
Yeah, April 17th has been in our mind for a little bit. It's a little bit of extra motivation to work out. But yeah, I would just say it's one of the better rivalries, and we try to get after it with them every year. It's a respect thing still. Because you obviously have to respect them. Us being the 2 top teams of the country, but. Yeah, I would say it's always on our mind right here.
Well, it's going to be interesting. You mentioned you're being recruited by Alabama and Georgia. They've kind of ended up, kind of going at it in that SEC title games a few times here in the last few years. The connection to Georgia, though, it just makes me wonder. Have you been to Georgia before to see your relatives, or is that your dad just from there out here now?
No, yeah, I've been to Savannah a couple times to see my family when I was younger. I used to go out there for Thanksgiving. So I go out there on Thanksgiving, spend Thanksgiving with my family. So yeah, I go to Georgia just to see my family more often than not.
Every program's kind of got its thing about it. When you think about it, I'm sure there's something that comes to mind. Is there anything about the Georgia program when you think about it that differentiates them? I guess the offense, you mentioned the offensive line guys going to the NFL. What about campus or stadium or the logo? I guess you like the logo, how you wear the logo. What would you say it comes to? I guess you talked to Kirby a couple times.
Yeah, obviously player development. That's obviously the biggest thing. But other than that, they just got a new crazy facility. They got the new weight room and everything, locker room. That's cool. You be working, and I want to say it has like Coach Gordon told me maybe the tallest floor at any weight room. It's like 44 feet or something crazy like that. So you be putting in work, and one of the better places to be putting work in. So that's another factor that's cool about it.
Well, that's great. I really appreciate you joining me for the interview. I know you're excited to travel. You mentioned the unofficial Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia this month. Is there going to be a timeline for your decision, or do you have any thoughts on when you might want to make a decision or commit?
It was chatters and talks about me committing at the All-American game that I committed to in San Antonio. I want to commit there. But yeah, it was just little chatters about that, so I'll probably do that. I'll lean towards doing that. If not, I'll set a date, and probably around December, because I'll be an early enrollee. So yeah, so if I'm not just gonna say it in December, I'll probably try to do it at the All-American game in San Antonio.
Great. Well, thanks so much for your time today. Great interview.
Yes, sir. Thank you.